This week I have a question that came in that I'm going to answer from Louise. She's an artist at louisebrownartist.co.uk if you want to check her out. I love this question, not because I'm happy that she's in this situation, but because it's a situation that I think we all find ourselves in, and it's a really important thing to explore. And so I'm really grateful to Louise for being willing to share, and I think being able to share her question with you and respond directly to you, and to you knowing that she's a real person, rather than me kind of talking about it theoretically, I think that makes it kind of hit home a little bit better. So I'm really grateful to Louise for that. So here's her question. What do I do if I feel I've lost all my confidence in my artwork and I feel very alone and unable to push my dream forward because I know that I have a belief that I can't shake off, that I can't support myself? I know where it comes from, that belief, but it is stopping me from offering my services to the world again. I feel frozen with fear and unable to function alone. I was doing quite well with my portrait commissions and have now frozen. I can't shake off this belief and move forward with my dreams. Instead of pursuing the portraits again, which was earning me money, I'm finding I'm veering down another painting path that may not lead to anything, and I'm confusing myself. I would be so grateful for your feedback. So here's Louise. She's working on her creative dream. She's doing these portraits, and it's going really well, and everything's great. And then these limiting ideas start to come up, or limiting beliefs, and then once the limiting beliefs are there, there's like fear, there's doubt, there's kind of feeling frozen, there's feeling alone, feeling like you can't talk to people about it, there's some shame. There's all of this stuff that is a part of these limiting beliefs that tell you that you can't have what you want, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it, that it's not going to work, whatever those beliefs are. And the natural response, and what Louise is saying here that she's doing, is that she's trying to find another path. So rather than the portrait, she's doing this other thing, but then now she's finding that she's not sure that this other path is the right path, and she's feeling kind of confused. And that is what happens when the inner stuff comes up and you kind of try to move away from it. So it's like she's moving forward along the path to her dreams, doing these commissions. The inner critic, I call it inner critic, sort of as my way of describing that whole thing, because it can be the fears, the limiting beliefs, the doubts, the shame, all of that kind of together. I just refer to it as inner critics. So the inner critics come up, and they make it impossible, and make it feel like it's impossible to keep moving forward. So you go and try to find something else where those inner critics aren't going to pop up. And that kind of describes my 20s as a typical starving artist. And I was always trying something new and something different because nothing was working. And every time I would go, it would be like I would be encountering the inner critics. I didn't even realize at the time that it was inner critics. It was just like things weren't working, it was hard, so I would keep trying something else. And it's like that idea that the thing that's hard, the inner critics coming up, is somehow attached to that dream. So for Louise, it's like the inner critics and the ideas are coming up because of the portraits. And so you need to find something that's not portraits so that that stuff isn't there. And then you go off in that direction. But as she says, she feels confused and unsure because that's not the way to go. I so wish someone had told me this, back then when I was constantly doing this, because it would have saved so much time, and it would have helped me be where I am now, which is like living with my dreams, being happy and successful with the dreams. And the key part of that is dealing with my inner critics. Facing them head on, letting them be a part of it, not trying to run from them. So what Louise did here, trying to do the other thing, is trying to get away from the inner critics. No matter what this other thing is, no matter where she goes with it, she's going to come up against the same stuff. Because the inner critics and the limiting beliefs, those are in you. Those are a part of you. And those are part of, I call it like the band of stuff that keeps your comfort zone in place. So as long as you stay within your comfort zone and live a very small life where you don't try to think big or dream big or be really happy or do the things that you really want or be like unique or live a life that feels true to you, as long as you're not doing any of that, you're fine. But if you want to go do those awesomely cool, sparkly things, you have to do something with that comfort zone. And more importantly, with that band of stuff that's holding the comfort zone in place, the band of inner critics, that's where they live. So you'll only really meet them if you're trying to do really cool stuff. So in this case, we can congratulate Louise and say, yay, you're doing really cool stuff, or else the inner critics wouldn't have bothered to try to stop you. So the inner critic showing up actually tells you you're on the right path. That's the thing I wish I had known so long ago, and that's the thing that I want to tell people now. Inner critics showing up is very good. And learning what to do with them is your most important work when it comes to growing a dream. All of the outside stuff that you have to do is so much smaller compared to the work of figuring out how to deal with this inner stuff. So the first step is to not turn and run away. The first step is to be willing to face it. The first step for Louise here would be to really, really look inside and explore. Do you want this new path that you're going on? Or do you want to do the commissions? If there were no limiting beliefs, if there were no inner critics and nothing in the way, what would you choose? And then commit to that. So my gut says that you want to be doing the portraits. Creative dreams are very important. You know that they are connected to purpose and spirit, which are crazy, strong, powerful things. And so nothing else that you could do will feel as good and as right and as true for you as doing your creative dreams. So you know which path feels right. So the first step here is to choose that path and to commit to it, regardless of what's in the way. And then the second step is to be willing to face that stuff. So that part is really hard to do on your own, or it can be really hard to do on your own. That's what I do in my one-on-one sessions with people. There are a gazillion of other people who also do that kind of work in supporting you. I have a kit about it if you want to try it on your own that kind of leads you through the whole process. Or you can just start exploring, start Googling, start looking for other things. I also have, there's a bunch of links on my blog to what's called What to Do when things are rough, and there's some stuff in there for how to get started talking to your inner critics and to your limiting beliefs and how to start shifting that. There are a lot of ways to go. I'm not going to tell you here are the 3 steps to changing your fears, because that's bullshit. You have to find your way, so there's quite a bit of experimentation. But what's really important at this stage is that you commit to doing the work, is that you know that you can be successful doing the portraits. And to anyone else listening who's not Louise, whatever it is your dream, as I said, it's linked to purpose and spirit. It's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly strong. And you can absolutely succeed doing it. So you have to make that commitment to deal with whatever inner stuff comes up in the way. That commitment is sort of the thing that can set you on the path of transforming all of this stuff. So that really is the first thing to do here. A lot of the questions that I got from people about growing your dreams have to do with this exact thing, and they're kind of different aspects of it. So I'm going to be doing answers to those questions too. So I'm going to be talking about all sorts of different aspects of it too. So you're going to get lots of clues and support going forward for figuring out what is your best way of dealing with your inner critics and then getting them on your side. Because once you've transformed that stuff and gotten it on your side, oh my God, everything gets so much easier. Everything becomes so much clearer. And those inner critics, as you've noticed, they're powerful, right? It managed to knock Louise right off of this path. That was such a beautiful and true path for her. The inner critics just knocked her right off of it because it's very powerful. When you transform it and get it on your side, holy crap, you can just go. Things that you thought were impossible, not impossible, because you have now these powerful parts of you working for you. Very cool. It's very, very cool and amazing what happens when you start to explore your inner world more fully and start to shift how the inner critics function and start to turn them into allies. This is the most exciting, best work ever. And as I said, we're going to be doing lots more exploring of this in this video series. I'm really happy to have you along for the ride, and I'll see you next week.